Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this week's edition of Talking with Tim, where I talk about myself and you all listen. This year we've had one crazy year. I've joined the Navy. Yeah, that's right, I joined the Navy. I spent 1 week in the Navy boot camp, 1 month in SEPS. Unfortunately, we had to go our separate ways, but in SEPS, I got the nickname Lieutenant Roundtree of SEAL Team SEPS. But now I set my eyes on a new goal. My new aspiration in life is to take over the hotel industry with my good looks, charm, and all-around good person. Is anyone out there hiring?
Tim, I can't believe you didn't tell me that filming, I thought it was tomorrow. You changed it to today. I can't believe I believed. Please hold 1 minute. Hello everybody, it's your two favorite hosts back again. I'm Carrie.
And I'm Tim. Wow, it seems like just yesterday you walked in on me eating popcorn right before filming.
Well, at least you were on time this year. Welcome everybody to our 2022 gala, an evening in with Brian Conroy and Holly Pippel. Yes, we are virtual again this year, but that means we can share this evening with so many more of you through the power of the internet. It also means you can support us from the comfort of your own home.
You can bid on any of our silent auction items,
Make a donation,
book a stay at either Montana or Minnesota,
or even buy raffle tickets. All of these are great ways to support our mission.
and our members. In fact, you can Venmo me directly
Thank you for joining us. We'd like to acknowledge our longtime sponsors as well as our event sponsors. Without their continued support throughout the years, we wouldn't be where we are today. We listed all of them at the introduction to our show, and you can see them at the end as well. And now, let's meet the star of our show. Brian Conroy has been a member at Eric's Ranch and Retreat since 2019. His love of birds and wildlife photography have spanned more than a decade of his life. He was fortunate to spend time with his mentor, Holly Pippel, an accomplished wildlife photographer, whose knowledge and experience has given Brian the next steps in his journey. Tonight we share Brian's work from Montana and also Costa Rica, where he had the opportunity to capture some stunning images of his favorite subject, tropical birds. Let's take a look.
My name's Holly Pippel, and I live over in the Gallatin Valley, and wildlife enthusiast and take a lot of pictures. I like giving back, and when I heard Brian was kind of a photo nut like myself, and especially liked birds, I thought it'd be a good opportunity to come spend a day with him and just give back a little bit and share anything I can and learn from him as well. So it was really gratifying. I know we'll keep in touch, give each other some pointers and share some experiences. And yeah, I would do it again. It was wonderful.
My experience with Holly was great. She taught me things that I never knew, like about the settings on my camera and how to make it easier. She also taught me where some of the birds are that she's taken pictures of before, so that was kind of cool.
Brian, as a little boy, was very happy, very energetic, really liked people, craved friendships, and he had a great laugh. When he'd laugh, he would laugh and it would go down to his toes. Brian was a late diagnosis. He was a sophomore in high school. He taught both his father and I a great deal of patience. Brian's taught us how to love in tough times and happy times.
He's just become much more willing to tackle, what do I need to do to get something done? What are the steps? And it's been impressive to see the development and growth.
We've seen his confidence just bloom, and there's a glow and a smile to his persona. He's truly happy when he's on the ranch in Montana. He's up early in the morning, 6:30, no prompting, just does it himself, goes out there, gets the horses in, and he's a different human. He's just become such more independent and pleasant to be around.
I had a lot of fun with him in Montana. Whitewater rafting on his birthday was a blast. Seeing him open up to some of the people that were staying at Eric's retreat was kind of really cool to see how he interacted with them without my parents around. And trail ride was a lot of fun too. Seeing him praise Eric as Eric got up to the top of the mountain for the first time was really cool.
Just thinking about when we were leaving the airport, they're leaving to Bozeman to come back home, and we had kind of a dispute in the car, and he got up in the red zone and everybody's elevated and tense, and he got out of the car and he just stuck his head on my shoulder and gave me a big hug. You know, and it's like those are the moments, those are the key moments that you hold on to. And it reminded me back to when we were out hunting. Him and I went pheasant hunting up in North Dakota on her aunt's land. And I have a picture of him. We're sitting on the back of a pickup truck, and Chris was going to take our picture, and he just leaned over and laid his head on me. So that moment brought me back to that moment. Once your kid with autism gets out of school and that support system that is there during the day is gone, you really start to feel like, uh-oh, we're by ourselves here.
My stylist, Jackie, her son Garrett worked for Eric's Ranch and Retreat, and Brian connected with Garrett. And when I'd go visit with Jackie, she'd say, well, what do you think about Eric's? And I'd say, oh, Jackie, I just don't know. One day we'd reached kind of a tipping point. I think he was about 21, and he wanted independence. He craved his independence. So I made a phone call, and we went and visited with Carrie and Catherine.
When we got done taking the tour and talking with Catherine and Carrie and going through and seeing the apartment set up and how they had things there where they would have life coaches that can help, they were impressive, and the whole thing was impressive. And we got outside, and they have a bench that's kind of in front of their parking lot there. And I just kind of sat down and started crying because I was like, hey, I could see his independence and his ability to be on his own open up, and that I didn't have that thought prior to that. And it's done nothing but been great for him.
What that day did for us is it gave us as parents hope.
We sat down one time with Garrett, and Garrett told him all about the ranch, and Brian he was all excited about it. And Garrett says, well, you know, you're not guaranteed that you're going to get to go to the ranch. You kind of got to earn it. You got to show you're able to do it. And we finished dinner, and everybody was kind of saying their goodbyes. And the last thing Brian said to Garrett was, I'll see you in Montana. Just to see him at the ranch when we're up there, and you know, a guest will come or a guest will need something, and his interaction with the guest, and you know, it's just, you're kind of going, that's Brian. Look at Brian go.
Yeah,
you know, and it's so cool to see him interacting and being, you know, very helpful to the guests, social to the guests. And,
it's pride. We have pride. We feel very blessed that Brian has had these opportunities. We don't take them for granted. You know, we're pretty faith-filled, and we are blessed, and we know that.
It's completely different from what I'm used to. The roads, the driving, it's all different. And I want to see wild macaws. I think my patience is gonna be tested because I've never been here. I don't know where they are. My favorite part of the day was seeing the macaws. There was 3 of them flying up in the sky, but I didn't get any pictures of them because they were too far away. Oh, I heard them before I saw them, and I knew that was going to be the case because they're really, really, really loud. The charming hummingbird and the rufous-tailed hummingbird, and they fight over the plants that there's a lot of. The gray hawk is the hawk we saw above the lodge. That made all the little songbirds go quiet. We did the chocolate tour because the road washed out last night. So we had to stay around here. Pure chocolate is really bitter. Like, really bitter. Like, lingers for 45 minutes bitter. I got to crack the cacao pod open. And then there's this white flesh that you can eat off the pod. And it's bitter, but it's strangely good. And I had like 5 of them. We got to see yellow-throated toucans. It was eating a berry off the tree, and I caught pictures of it, throwing the berry back. And we packed all our stuff into the car and went to our first tour, and we saw the American crocodiles, and we saw 2 scarlet macaws up in a tree that I was able to get pictures of. It was a good feeling because we came all the way down here to get pictures of scarlet macaws. So to have that actually happen felt pretty good. We moved the boat up into the brush so I could get a better picture of the macaws. It's what I expected. Jungle, which was really cool. Forests. And then all the animals. You can go anywhere without seeing an animal.
It was hard because you couldn't make the birds appear where we wanted them to, but to watch Brian's face when we saw the toucan and then and the macaws was just, that was the whole mission of the trip, and it just, I think, will be something I will never forget, his face or how he was during and after, and it was just really cool to see him in his joy. It all just came together when it needed to, and it was so fun to watch him talk to the guides we had and share about his job in Montana and his love of animals. And he spent time in the hotel talking to our guide and the hotel staff about his pictures in Montana, and sat and showed them his pictures and could explain the different animals and comparing them to ones here. And he was just so comfortable and so well-spoken in that, and it was just really fun for him to share that. And it's just really neat to know Brian, who I met years ago, and the Brian that I've seen on this trip. It's just been fun to get to know him, and I'm just so proud of him and how far he's come, and his pictures are incredible, so I can't wait for him to share those with people.
Have you started back at volunteering with the parrots?
Yeah, I was there yesterday, and I picked
Good.
my bird up there today.
Excellent.
Yep.
Did you get to share some of your pictures with them?
I did, yeah.
What'd they think?
They thought it was really cool, especially the scarlet macaws.
Yeah. Yeah, they're awesome. I was impressed with what you got to see.
I'm pretty excited. I checked off most of everything I wanted to see there
Good.
in that one trip.
And you weren't even there that long.
No, we were, 5 days? 3,
Yeah.
4 days, and we checked off everything I wanted to see.
What time did you guys get up in the morning to take the pictures? What time were you out from the hotel and seeing birds?
We were up pretty early because we started to realize the weather pattern. It'd be really nice from like 6 in the morning to like noon, and then from noon on till when it was dark, it would rain. So we had
Right.
to get out pretty early to take pictures.
Yeah, and it was nice doing the half days, gave you time to go home and back to the hotel and look at your pictures from the day and figure out, if you need to do a different setting or different composition the next day.
And that actually happened one of the first time. I think it was the first day. So I went out and took pictures, got back, and every single one of them was underexposed.
Right.
Really badly underexposed. And the bar on the camera settings was right in the middle. So I changed on that dial on my camera. I changed it. I can't remember what I changed it to, but it brightened it up a lot.
Good. Yeah, those test shots come in handy.
They do. I'm glad I got it figured out on the first day though.
Yeah.
Because I don't think much would have turned out.
Sure.
I've not sat there and fiddled with it.
Yeah.
But that's just taking pictures for you.
Yeah.
You
There's
never know
always
if your
tomorrow.
settings are right until it's too late or you get on top of it early enough.
Right. Yeah. Well, there's always another day for pictures, but never another day in Costa Rica. So it looks like you made the most of it.
Mm-hmm.
I liked some of your pictures. I got to see a handful of them. I thought they were really good.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the Scarlet Macaw one.
Yeah.
There was 2 of them.
Well, keep it up at home. Keep practicing at home. So when you come back to Montana next summer, we can hook up again and go out for some pictures.
That would be fun.
Oh my gosh, Tim, I wish you could have been there. Did you know Costa Rica has over 50 types of hummingbirds? There's this purple crown fairy and it's white and blue and green. It was so pretty. But then the rufous tail hummingbird.
Yeah, we get it, Carrie. You spend a little bit of time in Costa Rica. Now you're a bird person. But now let's get back and hear from one of our board members. Insert name here.
Janny Wiseman.
Hi there, my name is Janny Wiseman. I'm a real estate broker with Keller Williams here in Bozeman, Montana. I have had the pleasure of working with Eric's Ranch for the last 10 years. And the reason I know it's been 10 years, and it's the only way I can keep track of it, is that Catherine and I met when my dog was just a puppy. One of the things that she and I immediately bonded over was knowing that we do spend a lot of time with family. And I think that everybody wants to do that. And hopefully we either have or have created the family that we can all spend time with and feel comfortable with. And she immediately clued in on the fact that I live in Bozeman and that I know my way around town and I've been here for a while and maybe I could help her. And I said, I don't know, what the heck could I do? So I jumped on board, and before I knew it, what I realized was she was inviting me to be a part of her family. And I had never really spent any time with anyone who was diagnosed as being autistic. So it was a big learning experience for me. One of the things that I learned in first working with Eric's Ranch is that the staff and all the people there who are encouraging everyone to be independent is that they are trying to find each individual's passion. Sometimes each one of us needs someone to say, well, what do you like? What moves you? Where are your interests? What do you want to do? What does feed you? And this is one of the keystones for Eric's Ranch and our operations. I've been able to witness several people blossom. Now I can run up and people will run over and give me a hug. And I understand that it's just like everybody, but a little bit takes a little longer. One of the aspects of Eric's Ranch that I especially like is that not only are the staff and everyone at Eric's Ranch teaching these young adults to be independent, which is a big one, but they're giving them the security to figure out what the heck they do want to do. They have a secure life, they have a place of their own, they have their own apartment. Everybody wants a job. These people especially want a job. So give them a job. How do you do that? You book a stay at one of the facilities that we have. Give these young adults an opportunity to talk with you, to come out of their shell, to explain to you what their passion is. Try to match it up with your passion. You'll be invited then into their family because that's what they do. We are invited into their family. We at Eric's Ranch are very proud of what we've accomplished. We at Eric's Ranch have broad vision. Our horizons are big. You've seen it. We're in 2 different states. We have a lot going on. We have big expectations of our members. and they have great interest in fulfilling those interests. So please do open up your hearts, and please do feel very free to be generous with Eric's Ranch. And give me a call when you're in Bozeman. I'll take you down and show you the place where Catherine and I met. I'll buy you a beer or a coffee. But please do be a part of the team. We need you. They need us. And this is how it all works. Thank you.
We'd like to give a huge thank you to our amazing board members who advocate for our members and mission every single day. We'd also like to check in with our Live-In Volunteer program, which is in its 3rd year of existence. We have had some incredible volunteers live with us during this time. Here's a look at what they've been up to this past year.
I have been here just over a year. I started in September of 2021. Over the past year, I've really gotten to know most of the members pretty well, and I've seen some really great changes. All of them have really grown and made great improvements in their lives over the past year. I have learned a lot about people just as a whole, and how well, if you just give everyone the tools that they need, how well everyone can succeed when given the right supports. 5 days before I graduated high school, at the age of 18, I was diagnosed with cancer. I've been in remission for almost 12 years now, but in my experience, I learned that young adults as a whole tend to be an underserved population, no matter what sort of issues they are dealing with. There tends to be a lot less support than there are for children, as well as older adults, about 40 and above. And so I really try to look for organizations that serve young adults, because I do feel like they're the ones who need the most help, and I was able to find Eric's Retreat. It's not so much the growth that I've had, but it's the opportunities I've had to practice the things that I know I can do. With the pandemic and challenges in life in the past few years, kind of secluding at home and not really being out in the world, it's given me the opportunity to put myself back out there and just practice compassion and do things that I know I'm good at but haven't had the opportunity to do in the past few years. So I would say there's the opportunities for 2 different types of people. For people who have a little bit more time and who are looking for somewhere affordable to live and make a difference, but have 4 hours to devote to volunteering every week. It's a really great place to just get the benefit of the decreased rent. And then for people who don't have quite as much time, who can't really devote that much every week, there's always opportunities. If you have an idea of how you want to help out, just reach out to the organization, and really willing to work with people. I mean, there are opportunities. All of the members have different interests and things they want to try, and even if somebody didn't know, like if you're bird watching, give the members the opportunity, and maybe somebody develops a passion for it. So anybody who's got an interest and the desire to serve, there's an opportunity for you to reach out and do something. It's been really fun, and I enjoy it, and I think, if people are aware of it, they should reach out and find more information.
We've had our members experience some pretty cool things this past year too.
What, like the time I got lost on Lake Street?
No, Tim. Like when our member Matt got to meet country music superstar Walker Hayes, and it all started with a t-shirt.
I think I started hearing it on the radio. I think I heard it on YouTube, and I was pretty much hooked on it like everyone else right away. Then it basically became a repeat song, and then before you know it, it became a ringtone on my phone.
Show me. Show me. Oh my God! You love it.
I just loved it. She had also picked up shirts for herself and her soon-to-be husband, her fiance, and they actually wore it to the dinner, with mine obviously being the gift. I just loved it. I love the shirt, and pretty much wore it daily. Within, I think it was 12 hours or less than 12 hours, there was hundreds of thousands of views and comments in just 12 hours. And then people were tagging Walker Hayes and saying, hey, check this out, check this out. And sure enough, Walker Hayes ended up going ahead and tagging it and seeing it. E! News reached out to her and was like, hey, can we use a video? not thinking anything of it, and gave E-News permission. And sure enough, like 2 hours after she gave E-News permission, it was all on their platforms. She's gonna take me and out to a concert in July, and right now it's just a concert. We don't know what, you know, extra things might be added between now and then.
It's really gonna happen. Mom. Okay, listen to me very carefully. Guess what? I'm meeting Walker Hayes July 9th. Applebee's hooked us up.
Hey, oh man, I know you, brother man. I know you. You're my favorite video all year of you and Applebee's. Yeah, seriously, I watched you 1,000 times. I did. Get in your shirt. Is this the shirt? It's the shirt! Y'all, this video, I'm telling you what, I shared your video with at least 100 people. Yes. Your joy is infectious. I love you, man. I love you. I love you. I'm serious, man. I love you. I love your music. Come on. We gotta get a photo. Absolutely. Dude. Woo! Will you do me a favor? Here, will you sign my shirt? Just sign the back.
God, that's so awesome. That's a big signature.
Were you writing the alphabet?
Like Applebee's on a date night. Got that Bourbon Street steak with the Oreo shake. Get some whipped cream on the top two straws on the shack. Bougie like Natty in the styrofoam. Sweet squeaky in the truck. And I'm home. Sick Alabama jammer. She my Dixie. That's how we do. Fancy like.
Wow, what a night. We'd like to thank everyone who helped put this event together, our volunteers, sponsors, and donors, and of course everyone watching. Without all of these people, none of this would be possible. Tim, a little nervous, but do you have any final words?
Of course. Here we go.
How could I forget?
Cheers.
Cheers.
Let's drink.
Thank you everybody for watching. We hope to see you at Eric's Ranch or Eric's Retreat during the year. Good night, everybody.